may feel like standing at the edge of a vast, unfamiliar ocean. The waves of uncertainty can seem daunting. Questions of relevance, fears about health, worries about the future, but emotional resilience is not about eliminating these feelings. It's about accepting them as natural companions on this journey. When discomfort arises, instead of pushing it away or masking it with busyness, you can choose to pause and listen. What is this discomfort telling you? Perhaps it's a sign that you're ready for a new challenge, or that a part of you longs for creative expression left unexplored during your working years. Maybe it's simply a reminder that growth never truly stops, no matter our age. By leaning into discomfort, by allowing yourself to feel uncertain and sometimes even lost, you create the opportunity to rediscover parts of yourself that have lain dormant, waiting for this very moment. The fourth way to foster emotional resilience in retirement is to cultivate curiosity about the world, about others, and especially about yourself. For so long, your days may have been scripted, your identity shaped by what you did more than who you are. Now, with the luxury of time, you can become an explorer again. Sign up for that art class you always wondered about. Try learning a new language, or join a community garden. Read books outside your usual genre, or travel to places you've only seen in magazines. Curiosity is a powerful antidote to stagnation. It keeps your mind active, your heart open, and your spirit engaged. It allows you to reinvent yourself, not just once, but again and again, proving that a meaningful life isn't reserved for the young or the employed, but is available to anyone brave enough to ask, what if? The fifth way is to serve others, not out of obligation, but out of choice. There's a quiet joy in giving back, in sharing your hard-won wisdom, your patience, your listening ear. Volunteering, mentoring, or even simply offering support to a neighbor can restore a sense of purpose and belonging that sometimes fades after retirement. These acts don't have to be grand. Sometimes, the most meaningful service is found in the smallest gestures. A smile, a handwritten note, a shared cup of tea. Service connects us to the broader human story, reminding us that our lives still matter deeply, not because of what we produce, but because of the compassion we offer the world. Next, do not underestimate the power of routine, even when the old routines have disappeared. Structure is not just for the workplace. It's a foundation for emotional stability. Create new rituals, perhaps a morning walk, an afternoon spent tending plants, or an evening reflection with a journal. These simple anchors can provide comfort and predictability in a world that suddenly feels wide open. They help you take ownership of your days, transforming empty hours into intentional moments and giving you a sense of progress and accomplishment that is self-defined. Alongside routine, embrace the importance of physical wellness. The connection between body and mind is undeniable, and when you care for your physical health, you also tend to your emotional resilience. Regular exercise, nutritious meals, and sufficient rest aren't just about longevity, they're about quality of life. Movement can lift your mood, reduce anxiety, and give you the energy to pursue the things that now call to you. It's never too late to start, and every small step counts. Another vital practice is self-compassion. After a lifetime of measuring yourself by productivity and achievement, you might find it hard to offer kindness to yourself when things feel slow or when you struggle to adjust. Yet, self-compassion is the bedrock of emotional resilience. It means forgiving yourself for days when motivation is low. It means celebrating small victories and allowing yourself to simply enjoy being alive even if you haven't yet figured out your next big project. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, gently, patiently, and with understanding. Lastly, remember that the story of your life is not finished. Retirement is not an ending, but a transition, a new chapter with pages waiting to be filled. You are still the author, still capable of shaping your narrative, of creating memories, of finding joy and meaning in unexpected places. The world may have grown quieter, but within that quiet is the space to listen, to reflect, and to create anew. If you ever feel overwhelmed, reach out. Whether to family, friends, or professionals, you do not have to navigate this transition alone. There is strength in vulnerability, in admitting that you need support, or simply a listening ear. Emotional resilience is not about being unbreakable. It is about learning to bend, to adapt, and to grow through the seasons of life. So, as you stand in this new landscape, take a deep breath. Let yourself grieve what has passed, but do not linger there. Open yourself to the possibilities that remain. Reconnect, serve, explore, and care for yourself with the same dedication you once gave to your work. The world may seem to have quieted, but your life's music can still play, softly at first, then building, note by note, into a melody that is uniquely, beautifully yours. Stepping into retirement is a profound transition, a journey from the familiar rhythms of work into the vast, open landscape of unstructured time. For many, this shift can be unsettling, even frightening, because it asks you to confront a world where your days are no longer defined by meetings, deadlines, or professional goals. But within this space, there lies an opportunity, one to redefine not only your routine, but your very sense of self. Learning how to rest without guilt is one of the first and most essential skills in this new chapter. For so long, productivity has been the gold standard, the measure by which worth is calculated. Suddenly, the calendar is blank, the to-do list empty, and it's easy to mistake stillness for stagnation. But true rest is not laziness, it is a form of healing. It is the gentle art of allowing your body and mind to recover from years, possibly decades, of constant motion. Rest, when embraced without shame, becomes a sanctuary. It teaches you that your value is not tethered to constant activity, but to your presence, your wisdom, your capacity for reflection. Slowing down, too, can feel like a risk, as if the world might pass you by. The fear of wasting time, of being left behind, is real. But in slowing down, you begin to notice the details that once blurred past. The sound of birds in the morning, the way sunlight shifts across the living room floor, the subtle changes in your own thoughts and feelings. Slowing down is not about doing less. It's about experiencing more deeply, more intentionally. Sitting in stillness, allowing your mind to wander, is perhaps the most challenging practice of all. We are accustomed to filling every moment with noise, television, emails, news, chatter, but in the quiet, something sacred emerges. The unknown can be a source of anxiety, yes, but it can also be a wellspring of creativity and resilience. In the silence, you become a student once more, relearning how to be at ease with yourself, how to listen to the inner voice that was often drowned out by the demands of work. Emotional resilience in retirement is not measured in achievements, but in adaptability. It is in the kindness with which you speak to yourself, especially on the days when you miss the structure, when the quiet becomes overwhelming. It's in the gentle reminders that you are still growing, that you are allowed to feel lost sometimes, and that every day brings a new lesson. If you are willing to learn. And then there is the beautiful, often unexpected key to thriving in this stage: mentorship. The world may no longer need your labor, but it still aches for your wisdom. Sharing your stories, your setbacks, your hard-won insights with those who are just beginning their journeys is not about giving advice or asserting control. It's about offering guidance, a flashlight for someone else's darkened path. In giving, you rediscover your value not in what you produce, but in what you inspire. Finally, perhaps the most vital act of resilience is to fall in love with your evolving self. Retirement is not an ending, but a rare chance to meet yourself anew. It is permission to explore passions set aside, to nurture creativity, to learn, to simply be. When you allow yourself to embrace this version of you, one unburdened by expectation, you are not retreating from life, but stepping more fully into it. You are not fading. You are becoming. And in this becoming, you uncover a resilience that was always there, waiting for you to remember, waiting for you to begin again.